Hello everyone, I am Ritika, student of Bachelor of Education, semester 4. Being a student of education, today I would like to share a famous saying by Nelson Mandela, which goes as, quote, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world," unquote. From this saying from this quote, we can clearly make out the importance of education in our everyday life or in a man's life. How it is manifested in our cultural, economical, social, physical, philosophical, scientific, even spiritual advancement of a being. So talking of education, today I would like to state my views or state my point of view on different system of educations in the period of Vedic age, in Buddhist period, and also medieval period. But I will mainly be focusing on the medieval and Muslim period. To give a brief account of Vedic and Buddhist period, firstly I would like to lay stress on what was Vedic period. Vedic period was the most ancient form of education, and it was the most ancient form of age as well, and it basically comprised of Gurukul system, in which the house of gurus, that is the teacher, used to turn into school for the shishya, that was the student, and how the student used to live together with the guru and used to impart education, living far away from the house and living far away from the society in a faraway forest. And it comprises, the teachings or the curriculum comprised basically of the Vedas and the Vedanganas. Talking of Buddhist period, which sometimes we consider to be a different cult from Hinduism, but in actual it is just a phase of Hinduism. It is a revival form or a reform movement of the Vedic period, and it is quite different from the Vedic period, as the supremacy is not given to Vedas and it was given in the Vedic period. It is more of a monastic period, that is, it comprised of monasteries in which monks lived, and it had a different form of curriculum which comprised of Jataka tales, and the Four Noble Truths and the principles. And then the main period that we are going to talk or discuss today is the medieval period, that started from round about the mid of 10th century to 11th century, and it lasted till the invasion of Britishers, that is the pre-independence period. So to start with the Mohammedan period or the Mohammedan invasion that happened in India, it marked a commencement of great changes, not only in the social and political life of the country, but also in the sphere of education and learning. Because as these alien rulers invaded India, they took the promotion of Islamic learning and made education a more personal and a family affair, which once was a worldly and a state affair. Then even after the changes of social and political aspect of life, even communication and the language started to change. The Persian language was a renowned language at that time, as it was the court language, and people used to prefer speaking, or the invaders, the alien rulers that came, they preferred speaking Persian language. So demand for education started to confine to minority of population, which embraced the religion of Islam. Even demand for Hindi learning started to decrease substantially on account of attitude of the rulers and changes in the state of religion and language. Even the aim of education shifted. Firstly, it was to become a being, or to realize who we are, or to be one with the Almighty, or to have an all-round development of society. But now it had become multifarious. It became closely related to the religion. As the invaders were Muslim, they had a majority of Muslim. So the education also started to relate to the religion, how it affected our being, or how it affected our day-to-day practices. It was being taught through education again. And the objective of education differed with different rulers and their motives. In Muslim period also, we saw many rulers coming and going, the Mughal rulers like Aurangzeb and Akbar, and all of them had different mindsets, and all of them had different attitudes towards what is right and wrong and what they want for their nation or their empire that they are ruling. Like Akbar wanted to implement a new system for a nation. He wanted a new nation or a new state in which he wanted his own system to evolve, and not giving much emphasis to education, of course. Talking of Aurangzeb, he was bent upon destroying the Hindu culture, and he just wanted to establish Islam and Muslim culture anyhow. He just wanted to establish Muslim culture and Islam and to promote the Islamic values. This is how the state of and the chaos that was created in the society, it hampered the thinking of each and every individual. And this is what basically was decline of Muslim education also. And the scope of education started to limit to religion dominated studies. It was strictly orthodox in nature. Thus, we can see there was no notable advance or leap that happened in the field of education during this period. So we saw how education differed in each and every age of development. That is the Vedic age, then the Buddhist age, and then the Muslim age, in which education further on started to divide from Muslim education to Hindu education, as there started to exist two different sections of society. So we'll not go into much detail, and for now I'll be signing off, as this was just my small presentation on the revival or on how and what Muslim education was. So thank you.